Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
We have heard a lot of complaining just on 8th Street and 20th in Moorhead that it's just, they sit at the stoplights for like 8 minutes just waiting.
Many Moorhead businesses in the construction zone along 8th Street South and I-94 say they haven't felt the impact of heavy construction yet, but that could change this week. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. They're concerned how their customers will react to Phase 2 of the I-94 interchange reconstruction project. Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons reports.
You can't miss the numerous cones on 8th Street South in Moorhead or the long lines waiting to turn onto I-94. But that hasn't stopped people in need of having their hair done at Great Clips.
We've been so busy, but it has been a lot of graduations and just people getting their summer haircuts.
Come Monday morning, things could change with work starting on the I-94 interchange reconstruction project. The Great Clips manager says it's not the construction, but the summer activities that could slow down business.
I think people are going to be starting some of their summer vacations or, going to the lakes.
Snapdragon Asian Buffet, another Moorhead business, contributes not feeling the effects of construction to its loyal customers.
They're saying they're going to support us, so that's a good sign.
The Snapdragon owner says the 8th Street South overpass closure will be an inconvenience, but he hopes people will still continue to come by.
People are going to support us, as a local business, and still remember us.
Great Clips and Snapdragon Asian Buffet may not be feeling the impact of the current 8th Street I-94 construction, but Sarpino's Pizzeria says otherwise. The pizzeria told us that the construction traffic in the area specifically impacts their food deliveries, taking their delivery crew an extra 5 minutes getting orders to your door.
Just being patient, especially because it's everywhere.
In Moorhead, Natalie Parsons, Valley News Live.
There are some key lane closures happening tomorrow morning. The Valley Today's Christy Larson will be live out there tomorrow morning to give you updates. Also, we have a map of the changes on our website. Simply go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. A shooting incident near Netchie, North Dakota, early this morning has injured both a Pembina County deputy and a suspect. According to the Pembina County Sheriff's Office, the deputy came upon a vehicle on Highway 18 around 12:30 this morning. A man with a knife jumped out of the vehicle and assaulted the deputy. The deputy tried to tase the man but failed. He then retreated to his patrol car, but the man followed him inside and continued to attack him. The deputy shot the man 3 times in the body. The suspect managed to flee the scene. He was later treated at All True Hospital in Grand Forks. The names of the deputy and suspect haven't been released yet. And Bismarck police are investigating 2 shooting incidents that happened early this morning. At around 4 a.m., police received reports of several gunshots heard around the 200 block of Center Street. When they arrived, they didn't find anything. Roughly 3 hours later, at 7:30, another woman called from the 2700 block of Hawkins Street to say she heard gunshots and found bullet holes in her car and tire. No one has been arrested yet in either case. If you discover something suspicious, call our whistleblower team and we'll work to investigate it. The whistleblower hotline, 237-6576. You can call and leave your tip. Muhammad Ali is being remembered around the world and here at home. The former 3-time heavyweight boxing champion died of septic shock late Friday night in Scottsdale, Arizona. Reporter Heidi Wigdahl sat down with a Minnesota Hall of Fame boxing trainer who has fond memories of Ali.
Muhammad Ali leaves behind a legacy unlike any other.
He contributed so much to boxing.
Bill Kane of Lakeville was born into the sport. He followed in his father's footsteps and trained hundreds of boxers. Kane was inducted into the Minnesota Boxing Hall of Fame in 2010.
Do you remember the first time you ever saw him fight, either on TV or in person?
Yes. In fact, I lost $300 on him. But he fought Sonny Liston and for the heavyweight championship of the world. I didn't think he was at the stage where he was ready, and I was wrong.
Kane had 2 encounters with the champ, finally meeting him at a fight Ali attended in South Bend, Indiana.
After the fight, I had to go over and meet him, so I went over and I shook hands with him, which was quite an honor. He was just a natural, great boxer. and he could back up everything that he said, and he said plenty.
He's doing a lot of talking, and he ain't doing no action.
I'm going to pull the Iron Man stunt.
This is Ali during a July 1980 appearance in the cities for a bout between Larry Holmes and Scott LeDoux.
You'd think the two main attention grabbers would be the heavyweight champion Larry Holmes and the challenger Minnesota's Scott LeDoux. Yeah, here comes Ali, front row, shouting, "I want Holmes, I want Holmes."
Boxing historian Jake Wegner says Ali had the ability to draw all eyes on him no matter what.
If he was fighting today, he'd never lose. He'd never lose because he fought in what historians consider to be the most talent-rich heavyweight division ever in the history of the sport, and he dominated it.
Heidi Wigdahl, KARE 11 News.
A public memorial service and funeral procession will be held Friday for Ali in his hometown of Louisville, Kentucky, where he'll be buried. Former President Bill Clinton is scheduled to eulogize Ali. Actor Billy Crystal and broadcaster Bryant Gumbel also are scheduled to speak. Also, there's a tribute to Muhammad Ali at the site of one of his most memorable moments. Ali lit the Olympic cauldron during the opening ceremonies of the 1996 Summer Games in Atlanta. Today, a pair of boxing gloves hangs at the cauldron in Atlanta's Centennial Olympic Park. Someone also placed flowers and an American flag at the site. Ali won the gold medal in the light heavyweight divisions at the 1960 Olympics in Italy. Fort Hood officials have released the names of 8 of the 9 soldiers killed Thursday when their tactical vehicle was washed away in a rain-swollen Texas creek. Several of them were young privates with less than a year of active duty military service. One was still a cadet, scheduled to graduate from West Point in 2 years. 3 other soldiers survived that incident. The name of the last soldier who died will be released once the next of kin is formally notified. For more information and a full list of their names, visit our website at valleynewslive.com and click on this story. And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. Some area teenagers were getting a glimpse this weekend of what it's like to not have a home or food. They took part in the Homeless and Hungry event, sponsored by the ELCA Church. The 7th through 12th graders didn't eat for 24 hours, slept outside in a cardboard box, and also collected items for a food and clothing drive.
When you go through this experience, you kind of realize even 24 hours without food is kind of hard. So it's really eye-opening, and you realize that it's not really their fault that they're homeless and that other bad things can happen.
Over 100 people took part in the weekend event. They each had a fundraising goal of $150. This is the 10th anniversary of Homeless and Hungry.